Have you ever pondered what God truly is? Does the concept merely represent an omnipotent force dwelling in a far-off celestial realm, or could it potentially signify something much more intimate, more embedded within the fabric of our existence? Alan Watts, a renowned philosopher, writer, and speaker, proposed an unconventional yet intriguing perspective on the divine. He dared to redefine God, not as a distant entity wielding judgment from the heavens, but as the very essence of reality itself. For Watts, God was not a personal being with human-like traits or desires, but the underlying current of existence from which all things emerge. Picture God as the interconnectivity of all phenomena. This was the vision Watts shared. He saw divinity not as an external presence to be revered, but as an immanent force permeating every single aspect of our lives. Watts suggested that recognizing this divine essence wasn't about adhering to strict religious doctrines or engaging in ritualistic practices. Instead, it was about nurturing a profound awareness of the present moment. He held the belief that by immersing ourselves fully in the here and now, we could tap into the infinite intelligence and creative power that the universe holds. As Watts often emphasized, we are not separate entities from the divine, but rather unique expressions of it. Imagine God as a child, engrossed in a game of hide and seek, the divine essence hiding within each of us, waiting to be discovered. This concept, deeply rooted in Hindu philosophy and Advaita Vedanta, is known as Lila, or the divine play of creation. In this grand cosmic game, we are both the players and the play itself. We are the divine essence experiencing life from individual perspectives, temporarily forgetting its true nature to experience the richness and diversity of existence. As Watts playfully put it, God is playing hide and seek with itself. From this perspective, God is not a distant entity, but the very essence of life itself, experiencing the world through each of us. The entire universe is seen as a spontaneous expression of this play, unfolding in an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. So when we recognize our inherent divinity and fully embrace the present moment, we participate in this divine play with a sense of joy and wonder. This is the beauty of Alan Watts's understanding. We are not separate from the divine. Instead, we are integral participants in the ongoing dance of creation. As the saying goes, God also likes to play hide and seek, but because there is nothing outside of God, he has no one but himself to play with. But he gets over this difficulty by pretending that he is not himself. This is his way of hiding from himself. He pretends that he is you and I and all the people in the world, all the animals, all the plants, all the rocks, and all the stars. In this way, he has strange and wonderful adventures, some of which are terrible and frightening. But these are just like bad dreams, for when he wakes up, they will disappear. Now, when God plays hide and pretends that he is you and I, he does it so that it takes him a long time to remember where and how he hid himself. But that is the whole fun of it, just what he wanted to do. He doesn't want to find himself too quickly, for that would spoil the game. That is why we are all God in disguise, and why it takes us so long to discover the truth. In the end, of course, we will discover who we really are, and then we will return to God, to the source, to the cosmic dance of which we are all a part. This passage encapsulates Watts' perspective on life as a divine game of hide and seek, where the ultimate aim is to have a joyful and enriching experience. In essence, Alan Watts offered a revolutionary understanding of God, one that shattered traditional religious conceptions in the West. His perspective emphasized unity over division, direct experience over blind faith. He suggested that by adopting this viewpoint, we could transcend the constraints of our ego-driven minds and awaken to the profound interconnectedness of all things. So what does this mean for us? It means that divinity is not a remote concept, but an intrinsic part of who you are. It means that God is not a distant judge, but the life force within and around us. It means that every moment is a divine encounter, every experience a sacred interaction with the universe itself. And it means that, maybe, just maybe, you don't have to take yourself so seriously. That life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, but about learning to dance in the rain. In the end, Watts's perspective on God invites us to explore a deeper, more intimate relationship with the universe, and ultimately with ourselves. It reminds us that we are not separate from the divine, but are an integral part of the cosmic dance of existence. It's a view that transforms our understanding of the divine and of the purpose of life, encouraging us to see God not as a distant deity, but as the very essence of life itself. As Watts himself said, "The meaning of life is just to be alive." It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. Trying to get out of life is like trying to get out of being you, and you're it. That's what you are. There is no other you, and there is no way out of this present moment, because that's all you have. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. There's nothing to get out of life. You're it. So as we continue to dance this cosmic dance, we must not forget that we have God's infinite potential to create, to love, to heal, and most importantly, to grow. It's in our hands to utilize this understanding and transform it into action. As we continue to embrace our divine potential, let's remember to always be kind, to always be compassionate, and to always be loving. Because in the end, it's all you. Thanks for joining us on our spiritual journey. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel to learn more about spirituality as we awaken together.